Hey everybody, listen, I just got a Facebook post from a friend of mine who was sharing with me about her friend who made this post. I'm not going to say any names, okay? Hey Brian, just had a friend say that she is fed up, she's so down, nothing is working for her, she has nothing but debt, no job, no opportunities that she can say yes to. Oh, I'm sorry, she has opportunities that she can't say yes to because she'll have to go and get a crap job to pay the bills, and all this positive thinking has got her nowhere. She also says you can't focus on what you want if you don't have it, as that is a lie that doesn't help pay the bills. And then she asked me, I wonder what you would say to her if she asked for your thoughts that would help her right now. Friend, I don't know your name, but here's what I do know. There are probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 300 million people on the planet right now, out of 7 billion, maybe more than that, who feel exactly the same way that you do. But more importantly, for you to be able to hear me, I felt exactly the same way for 15 long years. 15 years. Agony, emotional upset. I was back and forth, nearly suicidal for 15 years. Nothing I did worked, okay? And I did everything. I spent 15 years, thousands of hours, meditation, holosync, Sedona method, you name it. I kept making little bits of progress, but my life wasn't working at all. Nothing that I did worked. It just was from disaster to disaster with most of the things that mattered most to me that you're talking about, money and career and being able to say yes to opportunities. Most of those things got worse every single year. Now, to tell you how it really was, I was successful in the realm of making money. I generated $150 million for clients. I did $11 million in sales. I made tons of money. I lost it over and over and over again. And as I did, I got deeper and deeper and deeper into a hole that I could see no way out of. And I had the same argument, okay? So let me tell you, there's a distinction. And all that's going to happen here in this short video is I want to help you make a couple of distinctions, because one of my favorite quotes of all time is, sometimes the finest results come from the finest little distinction. So I want you to really think about that. And friend, you know, I'm talking to a lot of friends right now in this video because I don't know who all is going to see this. I made it for one person, but trust me, this is one of the most agonizing questions that I get over and over and over. So we're going to make a tiny little couple distinctions that can change everything in your universe faster than you even believe possible. So understand, first of all, that somebody understands it. Second, understand that I went through it for 15 years. And I finally, actually 46 years, but 15 years that I was consciously working on self-development, personal development, self-improvement to wake up and change my life. Misery, do you understand? I know what you're talking about. So let's look at one distinction. First of all is the idea of, I can't say that I have it when I don't, because that's lying and that doesn't do any good. I agree with you. A lot of personal development has this idea of affirming over and over again, I am a millionaire, and saying things that aren't true. Funny thing is, there are some personalities that actually works for. Pretty shocking. Okay, but for you and me, no way. Me saying I'm a millionaire when I'm 6 figures in debt, no chance. Okay, but check this out. What if you stop telling the story, I'm broke, and I'm stuck, and there's no opportunity? What if you did quit saying that? Because I think you understand probably, and if you don't, let me be the one to tell you. What you say manifests. What you say affects this universe. You don't have to be all woo-woo to get this one either, okay? I live in the woo-woo. It's not weird to me anymore. I don't think there's anything wrong with woo-woo, but a lot of people don't like it. So just think about this. You're an electrical, magnetic, spiritual being walking around in a body in a universe that's made out of energy. And when you speak, those ripples go out of your body. First, they go through your body, and they create, and they stir, and they explain something to your body. And then those ripples come out into the world, and they manifest. And when ripples go out in a pond, do they ever stop? No, they just mix with all the other ripples, and you don't see them anymore. So every word you say, every thought you express goes out into the world, into the universe, creating. If it's what you want that you're talking about, you're creating that. If it's what you don't want, you're creating that. So I view it this way. Look at the mass of shit that you're calling your life. What a disaster, right? Every time you say those words, you throw another coat of wet cement on top of it to make it harder and more solid and more real, and to keep it directly in front of you. So what if at the very least you first committed to saying I just won't say that crap anymore. I'm going to say, up until now, that's been my life. And in the statement, up until now, it's been my life, you create the first space possible for something new, for something different to start showing up right now. That's really the most important fundamental distinction. Once you quit saying that, what you do say does matter. So what if you said, I'm looking for opportunities. Yeah, life's been tough up till now, but I'm looking for opportunities. I'm willing to see the miracle. Sometimes that willingness is all that it takes to open up a door where there was only walls every time you ever looked before. And I speak from experience, okay? The next thing is, when we look at what is and we begin to describe it, we're taking our mind and we're focusing on what is. That's kind of hard to argue with, isn't it? I suggest focusing on what you want to experience. Now watch this. I'm an electrical, magnetic, law of attraction has told us this, being. I'm made out of energy, and I live in a sea of energy and information. And everything that I think and everything that I speak and everything that I focus on, I funnel my creative power into what I'm focused on, which creates more of it. When you focus on your story, when you focus on what is in that way, you are pouring your energy and your power into what you don't like, what you don't want. So what if you started spending a little bit more time focusing on what you do want? What if you took out a piece of paper and a pad and you started writing, my perfect day. I wake up in the morning to the sound of birds. And then you write your whole day out, sentence by sentence. Now, check this out. Here comes mind. That's bullshit. That's not... You just put your attention on what you don't want again. Notice, you stepped on the banana peel of thinking as opposed to focusing on what you want to experience. So you come back again to focus on what you want to experience. What are you happy about? What would you like to see more of in your life? What is already decent in your life? What is one thing you could be grateful for that you could smile about right now if you chose to think about it? Focus there. And in the minute that you do and you feel that little bit of joy and that little bit of relief, your power is not out creating the disaster for you because you're focused on what you want. And every second that you spend, every nanosecond, every minute of your day that you spend focused on what you want to experience, not telling yourself, I'm already a millionaire. We already went past that. That's just the mind playing its game again. Yeah, but Brian, you don't understand. You just took your mind away from what you want and you went back to the story again. And I'm telling you how simple it is. Every instant that you spend focusing on what you do want, as opposed to focusing on what you don't, your universe is shifting. Is your life miserable enough yet that you're willing to go ahead and start focusing on what you want? Now, there's a story you may have heard, and this one is so simple, it's just so brutally simple. But I want you to think about it. These two guys lived out in the country. Both were hunters, and they both had hunting dogs. And this is, you can tell I'm from South Carolina, so this is South Carolina flavor spin on the story. And one of the guys had one of these big bloodhounds laying on the front porch, and the two guys are standing in the front yard talking. And old Blue is laying on the porch. Every once in a while, he lets out a howl. And after a few times, the neighbor says, dude, what's up with your dog? He's making that moan. It sounds like he's in pain. And the guy says, yeah, he's up on that porch. The place he likes to lay, there's a nail poking right up. And he lays on the nail and it hurts him and he howls about it. And the neighbor says, he lays back on the nail? Why didn't he get back up off of it? About that time, old Blue howls and complains again. And the guy says, I reckon it just don't hurt enough yet. So I'm asking you, are you going to keep howling about how bad it is? Because every howl drives that nail in a little bit deeper. It makes it a little bit more perpetual. It makes it a little bit more part of your life. It makes that story a little bit more solid, and it brings you a little bit more of it. Or are you going to take your consciousness and choose with your consciousness to take your mind in your hands and focus it on a direction that will actually create what you want? That's going to create you focusing on what you desire and what you would prefer, and attracting and manifesting and creating by focusing your energy. It is really that simple. Every second you focus your energy on what you want, rather than on the story, you're creating it. And every time, but Brian, it's so hard. I keep falling back into that thought. Well, you just did it again. Your foot went right back on the banana peel and slipped right back into the habitual thoughts, which is why it's been that way for so long. I'm telling you, a great mentor shared this with me. It took me personally, it took me several months to actually get to where I mastered being able to, oh shit, there's that banana peel, and actually step back out. But guess what? Now, yeah, it's that easy. I love you very much, and you and I are the same, and it's as easy for you or as hard for you as it was for me, and it's up to you. I hope this benefits and blesses you, and I'm available. You can communicate with me, Brian, at principlebasedsales.com. Brian, Brian, at principlebasedsales.com. And I look forward to communicating with you and helping you, but you actually don't need it. Just focus on what you want.